Hello. Just a quick one before we dive into the video to say, if you like Sims content and you, for some reason, enjoy my blabbering, then you should come check out my Twitch channel. I'll link it in the description. We're doing a series right now with a family in The Sims. It's all kind of episodes, and it's super invested, and I'm enjoying it a lot. So if you do the Twitch thing, then you should come hang out, and I would really like to see you. So yeah. Anyway, on to the video. Well, hello, my jazzy friends. I hope you're doing well, I hope you're staying safe, and it's lovely to see you as always. Today's video is one a little bit about how to enjoy playing with child Sims in The Sims 4 a little bit more. A few people asked me recently about what they can do in their games to kind of spice up that childhood stage of Sim life. I think the consensus is that that kind of stage can get stale like quite quickly. So we're going to dig into some of the cool stuff that you can do with your child Sims that might make them seem a little bit more exciting to play with in your games. So first off, and I think this ends up linking into everything as far as making it more interesting, is think in your head or write it down if you're that way inclined, what kind of personality each individual child is going to have. I think this is really important, especially if you have like a large household or like multiple child households, I don't know, whatever. I don't really see people getting too bored with their child sim if they only have one, because I think you have quite a lot of focus on them. I think people tend to get a little more like disenchanted with them when they really start accumulating. So try and think up like what makes this specific child distinctive. Are they going to be really well behaved and have a really tidy room and help out their parent with chores and always do their homework and extra credit and projects? Are they going to be really social? Are they going to be kind of a loner? Are they geeky? Are they outgoing? Like, give them detail. Are they introverted, extroverted, neat, messy? Like, what hobbies will they have? Are they going to be into reading? Are they going to be artsy with like drawings and paintings? Are they going to be more into music and bands? And all of this stuff can tie into making them seem like way more intricate and exciting. And I think it'll help you feel like they're more worth utilizing and playing with, because you'll be more invested in the personality that you've lovingly kind of formed for them. You just feel way more attached to their lives and like what happens to them. Like, and again, you can think about like how their personality interacts with the siblings and other children in the household. Like, does the sibling who's a perfectionist, who always has an A grade, irritate the other, who prefers to spend their time with friends instead of working or studying or whatever? Do they fight because the older one brags about her grades? Or maybe they get on really well, and the one who's doing better in school is like really encouraging and helpful to the other. Maybe you have multiple siblings who all get on together, but there's just one who doesn't share their interests and they don't get on with at all. If you want to make them interesting and like look at creating drama to make them interesting, you can decide to like really push forward the parents' relationships with just one of the children. Have the mum or dad like constantly assist with one of the children's homeworks and praise them and encourage them and devote time to activities with just the two of them. And then you can make the other siblings feel resentful of that relationship so they dislike that child. Give yourself just some kind of foundation for some kind of storyline that can give your child Sims something interesting about them that you actually care about. From this point onwards, all of my points kind of tie into this original point. So the second cool thing you can do with child Sims that kind of obviously integrates with the first point, I don't know, the link, is if you enjoy building, now you have some kind of idea of the interests and the personality of your child, so you can build a cool room that incorporates those interests. Maybe they're interested in magic, I don't know, and wizards and stuff like that, so you can decorate a room with those kinds of ideas and get really creative with it. Maybe they like space, so you can make the room kind of spacey with like drawings and toys and curtains and paintings and stuff that reflect that. Maybe they're super minimalist, or maybe they're really bold. Do what you want with it, of course, but this again is like a fun thing to make you feel more invested in your child Sims. The next thing is find some activities or hobbies that your child Sim can enjoy and be super focused on, or yeah, again, tie it into their personality. Some fun things I really like to do with child Sims is give them the Don't Wake the Llama game. There's like a little table, and they can play with their parent or their other siblings. You can give them the activity table if they're artsy, and they can do cute drawings and pictures or holiday crafts. And I really love that as well, because then they can put them up in the house instead of kind of just having random paintings from, I don't know, whatever, just general build and buy. Hanging up your kids' paintings just makes them feel way more alive and like real. I really like the Lego style building table because they can all play it together again, or they can do it on their own. You could also give your child a musical instrument, have them learn to play like violin, or do kind of musical child sim prodigy type stuff. One of my all-time favorite things to have child sims do though is backyard kind of outdoorsy stuff. If you whack in like a swing in the garden, a ball pit, a slide, monkey bars, the little slip and slide thing, if you have backyard stuff as well, they can just occupy themselves for ages and play together and have lots of fun. Again, if you kind of choose that your child sim is super active and they love like outdoors stuff and stuff like that, then you could have their sibling that would prefer sitting at the sidelines watching and maybe reading a book and not being so active or outgoing. And again, you can like have this moment to define their personality differences. My next one is take your Sims out the house. I know a lot of people end up playing The Sims 4 and feel like it's just so easy to fall into that kind of like slump of just keeping your Sims bound to the lot that they kind of exist in. But I think it's so important to take your kids outside of the house to give them, again, just something that feels a bit more realistic. I think that something really cool to do if you have seasons is to allocate them an actual summer break. There's not really a summer break, so they'll kind of still keep going to school through the hot weather kind of season. If you have seasons, yeah, go to the summer holidays and either send your family on a real vacation, obviously just actually go somewhere on holiday. Or if your Sims don't have that much money or they don't want to do that, then just make a holiday in the calendar that centers around maybe relaxing and like other activities together. And it will feel like your kids are getting a proper summer break. If they're always in the house, they're always going to interact and like behave in the same way, and they'll probably begin to feel quite boring to play with. If you take them out, then they can do new things and maybe meet other kids and make new friends. They could build sand sculptures in Solani and like, I don't know, relax and swim and sunbathe and have new experiences. And I feel like once again, you'll feel like they're more fully realized and more real and just more interesting. My next thing is, and I'm sure a lot of people do this already, but if you haven't really messed around with it too much, play on the kind of emotional control, responsibilities, empathy system, the whole thing that came with Parenthood Pack, basically. In the Parenthood Pack, there are 5 categories for points and values, and they all start at like a relatively neutral level, and then they can go into the positive or the negative, or I guess, stay relatively the same. If your child reaches one extreme or another, they'll get a trait for that upon aging up, and it will apply as long as they're kind of in that extreme and that extreme is maintained. This can be a fun thing to play around with though if you don't usually pay too much attention to it and you kind of let it be a little bit more passive. You can have your parent discipline children and praise and reward good behaviors. Again, this could be something cool to integrate into kind of your storyline or your ideas about personalities and like maybe favoritism. By maybe having 2 sim children do the same thing, but have the parent only discipline one of them or only praise one of them, depending on what that thing is. And that could play again into their character and their relationships with their parent and their sibling. Obviously, having a parent praise them will reinforce like good behaviors, and the parent can also do things like grounding the child for poor behavior or restricting activities like playing video games and stuff like that. As far as the values work, like there's quite a lot going on, but the 5 categories I think are manners, responsibility, emotional control, empathy, and conflict resolution. Kind of self explanatory, but again, interesting to incorporate if there's something you don't usually kind of actively work on. So, if you decided that you want one of your children to be like really well behaved and really well mannered and, all that stuff, all that fun stuff, being really good at school, making sure that they have really good manners and teach them to say please and thank you and cleaning dishes and being friendly and polite and so on. You could also like mentally allocate a child to do the washing up of dishes or setting the table every day of the week, or like alternating days or whatever, depending on how many children you have, to give it a feel of like a real household and chores. Something that I like to do that kind of works into the responsibility tree is to give each child a laundry hamper in their room, obviously dependent on you having laundry day, but have them empty it every couple of days. This boosts their responsibility and gives like every single child an easy chore that they can be in charge of for themselves that's like really minimal hassle. They can also get positive responsibility boosts from completing school projects and homework and brushing their teeth and taking out the trash and so on and so forth. For emotional control, I like having my slightly quieter and more secretive and like less outgoing and I don't know, loud out there Sims write in their journal and then hide their journal. Like it's a really cute thing. I like it a lot. It gives them, I don't know, that kind of interesting, secretive, private aspect that kind of sets them apart from their siblings who are a little bit more like friendly and sociable. And also, again, this boosts their emotional control value. But anyway, this whole system could work really well with making your gameplay a little bit more interesting and by playing into some of the ideas that you have about their personalities, if you've already come up with them. And then, yeah, just kind of use these to bolster those ideas. So this one is kind of a silly one, but sometimes the small things are the cool things. That was not meant to rhyme. Anyway, you can cheat your child into being left-handed. Most Sims are right-handed by default, and maybe you're really super intricate about the details of your Sims, and you want one to be left-handed. So you can use traits.equip underscore trait space trait underscore handedness underscore left. I will write this up instead of just blabbing, I promise. And that will make your Sim dominantly left-handed. It's not something I've actually tried before, I just read about it, but please let me know if it works and if you used it, because that's cool, I like it. I'm a left-hander, so I'm all for this. The next one I have is, and I think this is specifically really, really good if you're a kind of goals-oriented simmer, like you like challenges and you like keeping your Sims busy and you like having things to kind of obtain. Have your Sim child join Scouts under after-school activities. You can do this from their phone, I think. This is really cool if you enjoy having a kind of stronger direction with your Sim instead of kind of just doing whatever as it comes. Because there's badges to collect, there's arts and crafts, civic responsibility, give back, good deeds, keep fit, outdoor adventurer, scholarly aptitude, sociability, and young scientist. And again, this can give you just more things to do with your child Sim to make you feel more involved, and as well have them work like towards something, which just so happens to be Master Llamacorn Scout, which is super cute. I like it a lot. The last thing on my list that I think is super cool, and really to be honest is my current favourite thing to do with playing child Sims, is if you have get together, form some kind of club with child Sims. My Sims currently have a homework club, which I adore. Like, it's just so cute. They all come together and I don't know, their club tasks are just to be friendly to each other and do homework and projects and stuff. The meeting place that is set is my Sims house, and they all just sit and do their homework together, and it's just adorable. They talk to each other and they work together, and I just like it a lot. But obviously, this principle could be used for any other activity. Like, you could form a club that isn't about working or school at all. It could be a Sims children group for reading or playing out. I don't, it could be anything. It could be whatever you want, but I think forming a little club for your Sims children is really cool and cute. If you set limitations to age, so you don't just get some like random elder joining your Sims children's clubs, then you could really do anything as a kids club. Just set the activities and the things that you want them to do and get involved with, and then yeah, happy days, a club for your kids. It's just fun to have them do cool stuff in a little club and see them interact. Again though, if you like drama, if you're trying to push a certain narrative, it could be fun to have siblings in the same club and maybe one is the leader and maybe they kick the other one out. Like, I don't know, you obviously don't have to create conflict, you can just have a cute, nice little club where everyone gets along, but you totally can obviously create some kind of drama there for the fun of it. That's all I have for you in this video. If you have any ideas of your own about how to make child Sims more interesting, more interactive, or some of the cool things that you like to do with your child Sims, shout about it in the comments. I would love to know. But thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.